All you need is one ranger protecting the monorail. You don't even need to feed him that much. He'll get the job done.
I'm occupied at the moment. I'm occupied at the moment. Come see me when I'm on the balcony.
Keeping quiet. Unless my creaky knees give us away.
Hey.
Evening.
Greetings once again.
You actually did it. My friend, I am without doubt a genius, but...
Poindexter says all our troubles is over now and we won't have to go to war. I guess that's good, but I don't...
We won't go quietly. The Legion can...
What the hell happened with these readiness reports? These scores are way too high.
Sweet. Those readiness reports are so good they actually...
Seems the Misfits scored pretty well on their readiness evaluations. That strikes me as suspicious. After what you did getting my Misfits whipped into shape, yeah, I could spare a couple boys for Bitter Springs. I'll issue the dispatch orders. Morning.
Back west, you don't see too many of these. Lakes, I mean. Natural or man-made. Any kind. We neglected the dams or pumped all the water out a long time ago. Owens, Isabella, the San Luis. Drained the aquifers of everything they had. Just a lot of mud and dust now. It's a different feeling watching the sun come up over the water. It takes some getting used to. But if you're here long enough, it starts to seem normal. That's what a ranger's life is now, looking east. You must be the courier folks have been talking about. Word on the radio is that someone wronged you back in Good Springs. The Mojave has a way of burning decent people up. But it sounds like you've done right by the NCR. It's appreciated. I could tell you a lot if you had the time, but at my age, I'm not sure which of us would. There's a lot of answers to that question, but it started with the Ranger Unification Treaty. We weren't always... Nevada had its own posse, the Desert Rangers. They fought Cesar even... Years back, we met with the Desert Rangers at Mojave Outpost and agreed to help them against Cesar if they would join the NCR. suppose it depends on what you think's good. Most folks want to hear about Hoover. If you want some tall tales about hunting down slavers or busting up gangs, talk to one of the younger rangers. It's kind of a long one, but all right. About 25 years ago, a group of NCR settlers pushed way south into Baja. I guess it doesn't seem so far now if you look at a map, but back then they were out of ways. They built this little shanty town around a well in the middle of nowhere. Called it Rattletail. Word got back to one of our stations that raiders had been attacking the place. I went out with 6 rangers. We must have been on the trail for a week before we got to Rattletail. We lost one woman to night stalkers and another almost died of dehydration. When we reached the place, it's 6 shacks set up around an old well. There's over 24 bodies lying in the dunes way outside of town, and 5 men with .308 rifles crouched behind sandbags. And these bodies and these people out in the sand, they aren't raiders, aren't even heavily armed. They're just people who were trying to get to the only well in 50 miles. I didn't have to talk to the men to see that they did not care one bit. They had planted an NCR flag over the well. They would not budge until every last one of them was laid out dead and cold. So I walked up and told them there was a group of raiders coming, 100 strong. I made up some cockamamie name for them and everything. The men looked at each other, looked at us, and asked me what we were going to do about it. I told them we would take them back into NCR territory because we'd already lost 10 rangers on the way out. 10 rangers, 5 men with .308 rifles. Well, that was enough for them. They packed up what they could and we took them back north. Last I heard, they settled somewhere in Anza Borrego. Raised bighorners. Had some tough times, but it worked out okay for them. So there you go. That's my one bit of good. In big battles, Caesar deploys his legionaries in waves. Recruits up front, prime soldiers behind the recruit. Opponents wear themselves out dealing with the first 2 waves, if they survive that long. When the veterans step up, there's not much fight left. Caesar can adapt, though, and when required, he can run any mix of legionaries as skirmishers. Joshua Graham, Caesar's old legate, he wasn't so flexible. When the Legion attacked Hoover Dam, General Oliver ordered his troopers back to the middle ground just after first contact. Graham pushed all of the legionaries onto the dam, filling the east side with recruits up front and veterans in the back, by the book. But once they were in, they were stuck there. Oliver's troopers were entrenched and wouldn't give a foot. That's when we ordered the Rangers and the 1st Recon sharpshooters to start picking off veteran Legion officers from a high ridge west of the dam. That only lasted about a minute before Graham ordered the back ranks to push through to the front and rush the... Caused total chaos among the younger legionaries. Oliver's troopers fell back to the side walkways and stayed out of the veterans' way. By the time the veterans got to the ridge, we were already in Boulder City. They followed us down there, but we were out before they realized what was happening. We had packed the old city with C4 and dynamite. Crude, but it did the job. Those who didn't die in the blast were in no position to mount a defense. The ones left on the dam didn't know what to do. The troopers routed them. Graham pulled the remaining legionaries back when the battle was over. He went south, back to the Grand Canyon, back to Cesar. And that was the last we saw or heard from Joshua Graham. Shoot. Word is that the Legion's old-timers have shown up. Caesar's veterans from the Red. They're the best of the best and the baddest of the bad. Short up, you've come across them. Caesar's elite guard. They travel with him wherever he goes. A bit of insurance in case any of his guests get one. They aren't the toughest legionaries, but they're the most. There's no real equivalent to them in the NCR. Centurions are battle-born. They wear special outfits, too, pieced together from the armor of all their defeated enemies. Good. Take a regular legionary and age him 10 years. Whatever they lose to age, they make up for with experience. You live 10 years in Caesar's army. Mojave outpost sent word through the stations. Some of the patrol rangers have reported that Oliver's power armor heavy troopers are starting to reinforce the front, which they got here a bit earlier. They have the best equipment the NCR can get its hands on. Power armor salvaged from our war with tech strip out the joint servos so you don't need. It feels like you're carrying a Brahmin on your back, but it can take a heck. The Baja Rangers can do more advanced night scouting, sharpshooting to assist them. Ranger combat helmets are old pre-war gear. The best of the best, worst of the worst. Like a lot of the followers who went out in the wilderness with a partner to try to help them. Not much different from how the Rangers used to be. Out to the Grand Canyon. He met a missionary from Utah, a man by the name of Joshua Graham. Graham helped translate for the followers and the tribes. All three of them got nabbed by the Blackfoots down there, back when they were still at war with every other tribe. Yes and no. The Blackfoots don't exist anymore. Just like any other tribe that gets swallowed by the Legion. Caesar takes the tribal out of the tribe. Scrapes and burns off tattoos, breaks up families, forces mixed breeding, so all the old loyalty. The only tribe in the Legion is the Legion. Caesar is their chief, father. Losing the dam was the worst defeat the Legion ever suffered. Graham had been with Caesar since the beginning, but he had to set an example. The Praetorians covered Graham in pitch, lit him on fire, and down into the Grand Canyon he went. Somewhere along the way, he realized he needed to educate the Blackfoots, showed them how to use guns, how to make explosives. And he no longer needed the followers, NCR, or anyone else. He became Caesar, and Joshua Graham became his legate, his right hand. Folks around here call me the chief, but handling's just fine. Mostly administrative work, helping. Legion fires. They burn high. Caesar's a hard man to feed. It's not that clear cut. You have to understand, before Hoover, we had 5 kill reports. Some folks think come back to see the chief. Interesting that she would wrangle some, but I suppose you're in the right place. It's a simple system when it works. Patrol, comm rangers send the intel up the station. Then I or one of the other rangers on duty over. Well, the logical thing to do is to check with the patrol ranger. Different people see different things, and sometimes the meaning gets twisted. Well, I don't know Technical Sergeant Reyes, but coordinating intel can be met. Heck, I get confused, and I've been doing this for a long time now. What he or she's... That's not to say Reyes is wrong for being concerned, but it's easy for the sand to get you. This... Comm rangers might have an incomplete picture of the situation. Intel needs to be coordinated through Gulf, so troopers have enough to deal with. Shoot. Hold on. We're gonna... Don't worry. Not...
All you need is one ranger protecting the monorail. You don't even need to feed him that much. He'll get it done.
Sorting and manipulating intelligence is what I do. This job isn't all gunfighting and gulping shots of whiskey. You have you? Misdirection. When you're... Misdirection's what saved me all these years. It's what saved us at Hoover Dam. He's closer now than he ever was before. I was a young man. First thing that comes to mind is to turn me in. But that, even if your heart's in the right place, I reckon it might do a lot. Oliver can't stand that Rangers got credit for victory at Hoover. Whatever I recommend, he does the opposite. I said I wanted us on. He put them right on the western part of the dam itself. We don't have enough firepower. If the troopers fall back, and they will, the Rangers will advance to cover Oliver's retreat. Rangers are volunteers. Every man and woman who signs up is willing to die for the NCR, myself included. A lot of this is my fault. It's only right that I stand with them. Maybe 50 Rangers will die on that dam. We lose over 1,000 troopers every year. Being here is crazy. Getting out's the only sane. I don't know if you're working for Cesar or if desperation's made me a heck of a lot more persuasive. Either way, this is the right thing to do. Now, I trust we're done discussing this. I'm going to step through that door and pretend like we never had this talk. I don't believe there's anything left for us to talk about.
This crouch walking is hell on my back, boss.
I don't believe there's anything left for us to talk about. I don't believe there's anything left for us to talk about. I don't believe there's anything left for us to talk about.
about it.
Sorting and We're fighting on their behalf, but they'll drain us dry while we fight and die over this dam. Troopers and rangers have been dying here for more than 5 years. People back home don't listen. They don't care. Senators, Brahmin barons. It's been so many years that people forget about it. And even if we hold this dam, what then? Are we going to patrol the whole length of the Colorado for creating fear and instability among the troopers without causing it? It took some people getting killed to realize. First thing comes to mind. Fair enough. You want to do this the right way, go get one of the rangers. Go on. Go fetch a ranger and do this right.
We won't go quietly.
Rangers,
The
this
Legion
is the
can
chief.
count on that.
I know I can ramble on sometimes, but I need you to listen close for the next minute or so. I've got some bad news. I messed up. Made a mistake. I thought I could help us get out of here, but it didn't work out. Rangers get injured all the time. It's part of the job. But if you lose a few fingers, get a bad break, that's it. You step down. We rely on each other too much to let our infirmities become a liability. The ranger knows when it's time. Only I didn't. Somewhere along the way, something broke inside me. I couldn't find us a way out of this desert. I wrestled with it, and it took me down a dark road.
Patrolling the Mojave
I
almost
wish I
makes it
could
risk for
explain
you
it
to
to
the
you.
winner.
The old chief's finally at a loss for words. Send me all the Legion you can. I'll be waiting for it.
That's why you should retire. Wait. Oh, sorry, boss. Bad choice of words.
Hey, what did Chief Hanlon have to say about those... What? Chief Hanlon? The man's a war hero. Why would he... That just doesn't make sense. This is awful. Welcome back.
Back already? What do you... Sorry.
The Ranger vets are on their way from Baja.
Seems like we're
Howdy. What brings you back?
every legion, so
What can I do for you?
we killed two more take its place. How many of them are there?
Thanks again for looking into my missing medical supplies. I've got a lot to do. Make it...
Hey man, when in Rome. Hey man, when in Rome.
Okay, boss.
You like the sun?
You thought you could hide from me? You like the sight of me?
Thanks.